Hello all, this is Navin Prabhu. I hope you have enjoyed the last video which I posted yesterday. Today I am going to show you this game. This is much interesting than yesterday. I hope you will also enjoy this. This game I have played against an online user a month back in chess.com against my opponent Rupert Agarwal. The game starts with the move e4 on the board. The game goes into the Tennyson Gambit. The word gambit specifies that giving up something free. Here I give the e4 pawn for free. He captures the pawn and accepts the gambit. Then I attacks the pawn with the move knight to g5. He didn't supported the pawn, he just placed the move e6. Actually, if you have supported the pawn, I have an interesting sequence to play on. I will show you in the upcoming videos. Let's focus on this game. Anyways, I've just captures the pawn on the e4 and then he develops his kingside pieces with the move knight to f6. I just supported my knight with the move knight to c3 and he goes developing the bishop and then goes for a castle. I just play I just place the move h4 to attack the king side. I have decided to play this move. Now he goes for a castle. Actually, this is not much safer to castle at this point because I have just played the h4 move which may leads to a attack on the king side. So you have to wait for a good move to castle, but though he castles. Now I place the move b3 to put my bishop on b2 to attack the king side. Now he captures my knight, I recaptures and then he plays the move b6 to financiate to his bishop on b7. I just supported my knight with playing the move bishop to d3. He plays the move bishop to b7 and now I goes in with the plan of attacking the king side. So I place the move knight to g5. Actually this is not that great move. It gives a slight advantage for black. Though I placed the move for some good reasons. Actually, it first side puts the attack on the pawn h7. You need to defend it. So you place the move h6. Then I place the move queen to g5. Actually, you can't capture the pawn, capture the knight with the pawn. If he does, it's a checkmate in one. So he didn't capture the pawn. So you place the move bishop cross g2. But instead of playing the move bishop to g2, we have something in a good sequence to play on. That is the move knight to d7. It will just simplifies the position and gives a major advantage for black, but he misses this move. If he have played this move, it will be much difficult for me to play on. Because if I goes with the plan of developing my bishop, he just can put the bishop on f6. I need to castle to support my bishop or I need to trade. Here I can put a castle and then he captures, I captures and then he can attack attack the queen with the knight. So I needs to move my queen and you have something more to play on because the bishop can take the g2 pawn and in some cases he can also captures my knight. It will be unpleasant to play as a white, but actually he misses this move. He just captures the pawn on g2. Now the game has been come to an equal position for a moment and I place the move rook to g1. Now we place the move queen to d5 to support his bishop. But actually in this position it's not that great to place the move queen to d4 to d5 to support his bishop. Actually he needs to place the move queen to d5 and attacks my rook on this corner because he can just leave his bishop and have to attack the rook so that he can target my bishop. There is nothing much to play on this. but this is the correct way to play, because if he supports my bishop, there is something interesting sequence on the board, because if he plays the queen to d5, I can put my bishop to b2. Now I can't put my bishop to b2. If I put my bishop to b2, it will attack his king side, so it makes my attack much stronger. He have to counter attacks my rook on this, but he actually misses this move. If he have placed this move, it will be a good one. Like, I will show you the sequence now. I captures the bishop, he captures my rook. I need to support my bishop, so I place the king to d1. Now you can just put the bishop on f6 and just pin the bishop's already pinned. You can just attack the bishop by playing the bishop b2. Before that, I will give him check, and then the king moves and I attacks his rook on a1, a8, and as per plan he will attacks my bishop. I just moves my king so that I have not to worry about any checks in future. He captures my bishop. Actually, in this position, you see that king and bishops are doing nothing. It's on some trappy situation. I captures his rook, and then the king moves back. I comes back in this position. Actually, in this position, you need to give up the bishop or the knight, because the queen is doing nothing and sitting like this is not that great. You have to place the move knight to c6. If he doesn't, there will be a much problem. Like if you place the move knight to d7, it is just a good sequence to play for a white, because I can give a check, he moves, I captures the pawn, he captures my bishop, and I captures the pawn on h6 and threatens a checkmate thread on g6, g7. So he can't captures my, he have no time to capture my knight. So you need to move his rook. You have to counterpart something, but there is nothing useful to do. I captures, and then he attacks my queen with the move knight, with his knight, and I captures with my rook. He captures back, and I give a check by playing the move knight to g4. He moves, and I captures the bishop. He captures back, and now as you see, the queen is doing nothing in this position, and my queen is actively attacking his king. In a few moves I will pick up this pawn, and this pawn will be a passer, so it will be much great for a white to play on. Actually, in this position he just supported the bishop. As I mentioned earlier, there is it gives me an opportunity to play the move bishop to b2, which puts a lots of attack on his king side. Now you have to just block the bishop diagonal by playing the move e5, but he didn't block the diagonal, and he captures the pawn, knight on g5, and I recaptures it with a pawn. Now he made a biggest blunder of the game by playing the move bishop to f3, and here there is a interesting sequence. There is a mate in 5 in this move. You can also try for yourself. I will give you a few seconds. I hope you have found this move, that is queen captures h6. Yeah, this is the move you need to find. If he captures back, then it will be a mate. Yeah, it will be a mate in few moves. Like this. There is no move for him. You have to block. And I have a mate. Check. This is a checkmate. This type of checkmate you will not get every day. It's interesting, right? But I failed to find this move. And I played the move. I played pawn captures h6. This is also mate in 6. This is actually a mate in 6. This is, I am sacrificing my queen here for nothing, but actually I am getting his king for my queen. That's really interesting. I will show it. If he captures my queen back, I have this check. You have to move. and I have this check. You have to move back, and this is a checkmate. You will not get this type of checkmate here in everyday games. But in the game, he actually captures the queen with his bishop, and then I moves my pawn forward to put a check on him, and he moves his king to h8, and then I captures the pawn on g7 to give him a checkmate. I hope you all enjoy this video. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want more contents like this, kindly subscribe to this channel. This is Navin Prabhu signing off. See you in the next video.